Shalom, shalom. I'll be right back. All right. I'm going to wait for a minute until we get a few people in. This should be a good message. The title: How is Israel coming out? How will Israel come out? Okay. All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me, coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. I want to say, thank the Most High, higher, for all that He is, all that He was, and all that He shall be in the days that is before us. This is a lovely evening in which the Most High, Ahia has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall, and I will rest therein. I'm going to cover this topic, and I'm going to also talk about something else before I end this video. But the topic is covering Israel and how you are going to come out of this, how would I say it? I wouldn't say captivity, because the captivity has an end game which said you're going to be cursed coming in and cursed going out. So therefore, when Ahia is done with that process, he's going to collect Israel from the four corners. Okay. And he's going to gather, I put it that way, he's going to gather Israel from the four corners. Okay. But I want you all to understand how important it is, it was, and it shall be to recognize the power therein. We have forsaken one of the greatest characteristics, or I don't even say a gift. We have rejected throughout the beginning to the end of, when I say the end, 2022, we have rejected the power of Ahia. And as for what I have been able to behold, in our ignorance, wanting to be stubborn and bullheaded and high-minded and boast pride, we just reject the power that rests in Ahia. We just think that it's just Ahia, and he can do all things. But we too have to understand what took place. You don't have to understand. It's important to understand what took place before the foundation of the world. And because of that, what really took place in the beginning that caused many to today, year 2022, from the beginning in Genesis to today, not know about the power. And what I really wanted to cover another topic somewhere or another, I had 20 minutes to jump on this topic. Okay. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. And I'm going to jump on this topic and I'm going to sum it up. And then I'm going to also cover a couple of things that I think we need to talk about. But I want you to know that he said that we're going to be cursed coming in and curse going out. Okay. So if we think we're going to escape these things, I think it's better to salute the will of the Father and everything he has orchestrated from the beginning to the end. We are to salute those things after we come to the fullness of understanding what actually and who a higher power is in him, who and why we're where we're at today. And it's not a flesh and blood fault of why we're where we are today. It's our own. It's what we did that caused us to be where we at. But when you blame another, then you get away from what is spirit and truth of the matter. And you turn it into another reason of why you are here, instead of saying, okay, Father, I salute your curse. I salute your judgment, your chastising, your chasing, your discipline. Once you salute these things, you must be able to salute these things in spirit and in truth. You can't salute these things in your flesh wisdom, your flesh knowledge, nor your flesh understanding. You have to come within another realm. You just can't just, oh, I salute it. No. It's deeper than that. Okay. What I want you to understand, there has been several times, especially when I first started 4 years on this YouTube platform, Devil's platform, I always spoke on the right hand and the stretched out arm, because I knew about the power that rests therein. And many of us really don't understand that we're going to suffer many other things until that place and where a higher has prepared for us, or the next step, his next step from heaven, press upon us. Then we are here, curse coming in and curse going out. Okay, so when it's saying curse coming in and curse going out, that means when you go out, you're going to be cursed still. So there's still going to be situations that's like unto what you're seeing today, that's actually going to be taking place. You're not going to just, it's over. Yes, there is still a judgment on our heads that we reject, just as we reject. Do you all know that we have rejected the curse that has been on us? We have rejected 100%. Even though they say with their mouth, Yah did this. Oh, this is what the Father did because I disobedient. And this is what the Father has placed upon us. We say it with our mouth, but our action and the other side of our mouth are saying it's their fault, their fault, their fault. You see? And what that leads me to understand, you're a dead sleep. There's no awakening in you. There's no spirit and truth in you, because you're still blaming the wrong individual, instead of going to the Father. I see, Father, what we did to get to where you have us at. You said we're going to come in, curse, and we're going out. So I want to share with you that a higher is going to be the one that brings us out. It's not going to be us taking ourselves out. Okay, so when you hear people say, I'm going to Africa, I'm going here, and I'm going there, I'm going over in Israel, I'm going to Jerusalem, they just going in circles of darkness. The truth of the matter, if he didn't say what he's going to do, let him do what he say. But what we do is we so learned to where we want to control even his power. And I'm going to tell you something, you will never be able to do that. but your ignorance will. Because you really think that you're going to control A to Z. You can't even get to B, let known to Z. But they in their minds, they can't see that he said until they are destroyed. So right here, it's going to keep you from even reaching B, let known Z. Okay. Now I want to share with you where Israel coming out, how Israel is going to come out. Okay. And it's a good thing, but it's not good to those who think they got the power of their voice, of their wisdom, of their knowledge and their understanding. They gonna tell you how to get out and which way to get out, which door to go out, and show you where it's at. They can't do that. He didn't give Sister Deborah and no one else the right to deceive people at that capacity, to where people are putting their trust in men and women telling them how they're coming out of this curse. You see what I'm saying? See, they so busy coming out of Babylon, they fail to realize, baby, how you gonna get out the curse itself. They don't think like that. He said going in and coming out. So you're gonna be coming out with the curse still on your head. You see? While they're telling you that he's coming for you and he's going to take you to the promised land. But that's not how it's going to go. You see, there's a lot of things that need be, as he said, that there are those that are elect, servants of the Most High Yah, hasn't gripped something. And because they have not gripped this, Yah is waiting for them. Not because it's taking him off his timeline. No, we're on his time. And his time already been set. So it's not like he's changing his time waiting for them. He already knew that he would have to wait until they catch up. And guess what? They there, y'all. I can feel it as a prophetess that the elects are already there. You see? So I want to say that when we come to the understanding of that great and wonderful power, and that we are to be destroyed in our flesh, we are to be destroyed in our flesh. We're at in this thought pattern, in our understanding, in our wisdom, and in our knowledge of our flesh. They got to destroy that. And I'm saying 85. I got something going on that says something like 90 to 92 that we are destroyed. We don't think that we are, but really you are. Because it's things that they're doing and they have done and they're doing today that'll make you flip over backwards to do what they tell you to do. All they have to do is put that mask on. Stop working. I mean, the way we as a people jump right in line to whatever they say do. Put on red scarves. And this team over this side over here, you put on blue scarves. Anything, y'all don't even understand who started all that. The heathen set all that up. They already know we are so, and you all don't understand. That's why they felt that they can put you in a category less than a human, because you have always allowed them to control you to the point of an animal. Even to today, the year 2022. Yes, I've sat and watched our males kiss their tails up and down and then disrespect their children, their parents, and their mothers, and their wives, and their fathers, but do anything the heathen tell them to do. So I've seen it, and I still see it today. And I'd be like, wow, look at these men. So to me, you're gone here, whether you don't know that you are. It's best that you claim that you don't have this. Your mind is not there. It's best, because that's the only way y'all gonna destroy you is once you broke it. That's the only way. So while we're sitting here waiting for a higher, he's gonna do what he says he's gonna do. But he's waiting to that final stage of where we are destroyed here, because that's where we at now. We are right there, y'all. We're right there. I can see it. I can see it plainly. I would say that I can see it a little bit. I can't say that. I'll be lying if I tell you. I can see it real good. And it has to do with all that whining and crying. And I was saying to the Father about why these men doing this? Why are they doing it? Why are they doing it? He was dealing with me today on, you see, the ignorance of them, that they cannot see where I said, I will visit their children based on their sin, iniquity. 3 to 4 generations. They still don't get that either, Deborah. I didn't say the mother. I said their children, because if the father is like that, then the children are going to come down the bloodline like unto the father. You can't sit on this devil platform day and night trying to inform people of the light of reality. The book has spoken to them. Too many times they bypass it. They bypass anything that's spirit and truth. They bypass anything that's going to identify who they really are. They bypass anything that's going to show up and show out their ugliness. They bypass everything. But let me explain to you what I'm about to talk about. You can't bypass it. And you wouldn't want to, because this is good news to Israel. But it's not the Israel that you think. It's the ones that he has chosen out of the house of Israel. Okay? Now, I first want to start. Okay, let's start. First, let's go to Exodus chapter 15. This is how we're going to come out of here, y'all. And I'm going to tell you something. It's really sad. It's to me, it's sad. It's sad that you don't know nothing about Genesis 1 and 2. But yet you expecting to know how you're going to get out. How can you know how you're going to get out when you don't know Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2? Nor how the children of Israel came out from under Pharaoh. You don't know, nor do you care, because you got your own set reason and understanding, and your own knowledge and your own wisdom, to where you can't see the wisdom of the Most High or higher. You can't see the knowledge of the Most High or higher. You can't even, I know you ain't gonna be able to take in the understanding, because that's the ruah. You're just hanging on what you say you know, what you say you believe, what you say you understand. And that's fine and dandy. But don't take the ship down. Don't let the ship go sinking because you're on. You see? Because that's what's happening. The great falling away has already taken place because of what you're doing. You don't know the blood. I can't even say the blood, but how many people was deceived by your message and decided to go the opposite way of where Ahia was marching, to march with you. A lot of people don't understand that, because you didn't give them spirit and truth in the direction in which Yah. See, if Yah gonna give them spirit and truth, he's giving it out of his spirit, and he is truth. But you wants to give them out of your flesh, because that's the game you've been playing since you were young with your parents and with your father, your pastor, your leader, your teacher, to where you can't see yourself coming out and saying, wait a minute, y'all, we got to do this thing in the realm of who Ahia is. Okay, let's go to Exodus 15. Exodus 15 and verse 6. Exodus 15 and verse 6 reads, the depths have covered them. No, that's 5. Let's go to 16. No, let's go. Let's do this right. Exodus 15 and verse 16. Okay, Exodus 15 and verse 16. What am I? No. Verse 6. I did it again. I got 3 verses, this 15, and they got 6 and 16 right next to each other. But one is Exodus and one is Psalms. That's what messing me up. Exodus chapter 15, verse 6. The right hand, O Ahia, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Ahiah, has dashed in pieces the enemy. Who is this here? This is Israel saying, this is what Ahiah done when he brought us out. How he destroyed Pharaoh's army in the sea and how he brought them out. How did he bring them out? Let's see again. Verse 6, chapter 15, verse 6. Thy right hand, O Ahiah. Thy right hand, O Ahiah. See, y'all didn't even know that. Because y'all don't know what his power is and who his power is. So therefore, you don't know who Hamashiach is. If you don't know the right hand and the stretched out arm, you are lying about knowing who Yeshua Hamashiach is. You don't know who the Hamashiach is. You see, you don't know that the only way, the only way Israel was brought out of bondage was with Ahiah's right hand. Now, how is it you can know what he did and what all was consist of, how he did it and the way he did it, and not know that it was only his right hand, his power? That's who he is. That's who he was in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 3. And the whole chapter, Genesis chapter 2 and chapter 1. That was the right hand he was speaking to when he said, let us. But here today, 2022, they still don't know about the power of Ahiah. They know that he delivered them out of Egypt. But wouldn't you want to know how and with what? The right hand. It's in Genesis all the way to Revelation telling you this is my power that came down as the Son of Yah with Yahshua, the Son of Man. And it's sad. And not only that, y'all, when I said let us, that was my right hand, my power. And you still today don't know that. Now listen to what it says. Exodus chapter 15 and verse 6. Thy right hand, O Ahiah, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Ahiah, has dashed in pieces the enemy. This is when he was bringing Israel out of the bondage of Pharaoh. So I'm going to go on, move a little bit further. It is a sad thing today that you think that, oh, he's going to deliver us, he's going to bring us out of this captivity, and not have no respect for the work of his right hand. I think that's sad. Matter of fact, I feel that's sad. We want to go on and teach people, make them learn what we feel and what we understand, our emotions, our personal opinion, our wisdom, and our knowledge. And we have caused all the people to forsake Ahiah and his power. All that he did in Genesis chapter 1, all that he did in Genesis chapter 2. Just letting you know, I started here, y'all. Now, I know sin came on the scene later on. But in these 2 chapters, y'all, come on now. Meet with me. Come on here, meet me. You can't see where I'm at. You can't see me and my power. You can't see my power and I. It are one. You can't see who I sundown with Yeshua, Hamashiach, my right-hand power. You can't see none of that, can you? Nope. And it's the year 2022, thousands of years later. And that's sad. But we want him to bring us out. But we're saying, hell, how we getting out? Just do what you're supposed to do to get us out. That's our mentality. That's that stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient mindset. That's the type of people we are. We could care less so that we can help others understand, yeah, we coming out. But let me tell you something. Let me show you how we're going to come out. Now, if the heathens and the Gentiles know that that's what it's going to take, I'm running around here saying to the Father, what's the problem? Why is it everything you do, you want the heathens to know that you are, that you haven't forgotten? Well, the heathen's going to know, and the heathen's going to know, and the heathen's going to know. And I said, Father, yeah, what's the deal with the heathens? Deborah, the heathen's going to know what they always knew. I am who I say that I am. Israel, they could care less. They could care less. Because I'm wondering, why is it we ain't going to say anything about this? Why ain't we going to say, why ain't we going to know who Ahiah is? Why ain't we going to know this and know that? Even in this day, he ain't worried about you because he know you gone. He know you gone. But he said, the heathens, they're going to know who I am when I do this for Israel. When I bring them here, they're going to know who I am. When I take them from here and bring them here. When I restore their minds, their heart, not their minds, their heart, and put my spirit in them, they're going to know that I'm still the same. That started with them and going to end with them. They going to know. And I'm like, wait a minute. What about me? What about me? What I'm going to know? He's saying, we gone. We don't know nothing. We that far gone in our own ways, our own wisdom, our own knowledge, our own understanding. We so distant, but he's keeping it up with the heathen. And that blows my mind. And I was reading it earlier. I wait a minute. What you mean the heathen's gonna know again, Father? I get so sick of hearing that the heathen's gonna know this, because they already know. And what he's saying is they're gonna know that I haven't forgotten what was mine. That's what he's saying. See, right now they thinking, oh, he ain't coming back to them. You see, these people, the worst of the worst, they ain't got nothing here. They are gone. They act like animals. They act like this. And y'all can sit around here and portray like your nation is all this and that. They ain't lying. They ain't lying. And I'm in that nation. They are not lying. You see, we are cutting up from the flow up on every four corners. Us, the tribe of Judah. You don't see the other 11 tribes cutting up like that. You don't even hear about it. So Judah got to be doing something, because that's who Judah is. And we just in denial who Judah is, because we wants to make Ahiah a lie so Judah can look good in our own understanding. That's why we're gone here. That's why you're gone here, Judah. It's because you're thinking everything that you're seeing and you're saying is all that and some, and they keep bothering us because you still gone and you're going. And when this has been destroyed, like Deuteronomy 28, then Ahiah will deliver it. Not here, but here he's going to put a new heart. He's going to put your spiritual heart. He's going to put a new spirit in you. He's going to put his name in you. He's going to come abide in you. These are all the things he has to do, because you're going to be gone. This is going to be gone. So he's going to come and do a lot of things in you. Because he said, oh, Deborah, see, they don't get the end game of Deuteronomy 28. They're going to be gone. So I'm going to have to restore them in a way that's going to uphold them. For my name's sake, Deborah, tell them, for my name's sake, not for their sake, but for my name's sake, and I'm going to do these things. But the heathen's going to know. I say, wait a minute, but I understand now what he means. 100 times 1 trillion, I understand what he means. Because they knew, and they're going to know again what they thought wasn't going to come back for them. And he said they're going to know that I have not forgot what is mine. See, right now, that's why they overkilled. Not only did they overkill, they killed. They did those things in which he did not tell them or approve in his will for them to do on the righteous end. They jumped into Satan's way of doing it with the unrighteous will and decided since he done left them, they act like animals and they this, they that, but we're gonna do whatever we please, even take their lives and take everything from them and do this. So they overkill. And that's what Ahai is coming for them for. He's gonna destroy them, their children, their mama, their daddy, their sister, their brother, everybody. He's gonna get rid of them all. Now, this is what he's saying as far as them knowing. He said, and the heathen is gonna know. Because I'm like to myself, if y'all read Isaiah, the whole book of Isaiah, the whole book of Jeremiah, and the whole book of Ezekiel, you'll wonder, well, Father, why you keep talking about the heathen gonna know this? It's almost like he doing all this stuff just the heathen to know. Surely he didn't forget them. He came back for them. Surely he's still with them. See, he's saying that they're gonna know that. See, right now they're thinking he has forsaken us because of the things we are doing, not the things he is doing. It's what we're doing. When they seeing us cut up from the floor up and do the things that we're doing, and we walking around here like it's nice and dandy. We can kill each other still, beat each other, have our community raggedy and nasty, and don't do clean up, don't do nothing. No, nothing. We can steal and kill and take from us. We can build churches and have mega churches like Clifford Dollars, T.D. Jakes, and take from their people all day and all night, all years and throughout life. And they saying, look at them. Then you wonder why they stick together. You know why they stick together? Because one thing they don't want to be is like how we are. We the opposite of unity. Why? We the opposite. The way we conduct ourselves is the opposite. That's why they think Ahai have forsaken us, y'all. It's because the way we conduct ourselves. And that's why Ahai said, and they're going to know. And they're going to know, Deborah, because what I'm going to do to them. He said that when they finish, they're going to look up and they're going to see Ahai restoring us. And they're going to be like, and they're going to know. When I take them from the four corners, they gonna know that I am who I am, Ahai. Why would Ahai be concerned about the heathens knowing who he is? Go read it. It's all through the Bible. And they gonna know. And they gonna know. Why? Because they right now don't think. Because the way we conduct ourselves, we so gone in our mental state of mind, we can't even see that we are the worst of the worst in the way we do everything. But we can't see it like that because we keep thinking somebody's bothering us. We have forsaken the fact that we are cursed because of what we did before we got over here. They won't read it, they won't study it, and they won't teach you all what all they were doing over in the promised land. The same killing they doing over here now, they was doing that on the promised land that he gave them. That he told Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the promised land. They was over there killing each other, our men. You see? That's why they want the women to shut up. Because they don't want no spirit and truth to come out. They don't want nothing to come out to really identify why are they so ugly? Why are they so wicked? Why are they so unjust? Why so much iniquity is running down their bloodline? Every 3 to 4 years, there's another 3 or 4 years and another 3 or 4 years of the same sin of the forefathers still raining on down to today. It's 2022. It ain't going nowhere. It's still there. So let's go. Here in Exodus chapter 15 and verse 16, it was showing you how Ahai brought the children of Israel out. By who? The son of Yah. By who? The right hand power. His right hand power. His stretched out arm. Okay? Hamashiach. Okay? That's how he brought Israel out of bondage and crushed the enemy. That's what he's going to do again. And we're going to be so gone to where we're not going to ever see how his right hand is going to crush those who are going to tamper with us once he has brought us out. See, they ain't gonna stop bothering you. They're gonna still be doing things. You see? But when you get to that land, and there's gonna be others that's gonna help you get to the last, I think it's, I don't know what part of the journey that you're gonna have Gentiles helping you out to get to the last part of Israel, to get there. They're gonna really bending over backwards. You see? And who gonna do that? Who gonna do that? We finna read that, baby. Because y'all forsaken his right hand for too long for me. To me, y'all didn't forsaken his right hand. And it's time for the elect to get it right. You better get it right, because that's what time it is. You better start thinking and start seeking the Ruach HaKodesh to do the teaching and him only within you, because you're messing up from the floor. He's waiting on you to get it right. Okay? Now, in Exodus, he's telling you, he was all about his right hand. And they even called it his right hand. And how it delivered. And it crushed the enemy. So let's go on. So let's go to, let's start with Isaiah 49. In Isaiah 49, in verse, starting with 22. In Isaiah chapter 49 and 22. Let's start with 22. Isaiah 49 in chapter 49 and verse 22. Thus said Ahiah, behold, I will lift up my hand. I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles. So if you're thinking one cock and picking bit that the Gentiles is going to meet you halfway, and they're going to be liking you and loving you because that's what they like you now and they love you now. No. The right hand is the power of Ahiah that's going to cause the Gentiles to be this way towards you. Connect and take my people on to the finish line. That's what they're going to be doing. They're going to take you all to the finish line and join with you and serve you over at the finish line. But how did they get to that point? After you all have traveled those few years to go to the promised land. Now, you ain't traveling on foot. All you know is that right hand that brought Israel out of Egypt is that same right hand that's going to bring you out of the four corners of the world in which you were, dispersed. It's going to gather you and bring you out. So all this lie about you better get out, it's a choice you got to make. You got to choose to get out. And let me tell you, you got to go to Africa. You got to go to Israel and Jerusalem. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Israel only went where the right hand and the stretched out arm led them. So here in Ezekiel chapter, Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 22. Thou said Ahiah. Who said this? Ahiah. Who said this? Ahiah. Behold, I will lift my hand to the Gentiles, and Deborah, tell them, and set up my standards to my people. See, he's setting the Gentiles standards up toward his people. The Gentiles ain't coming out saying, oh yeah, y'all the people. No. Don't be bent all out of shape. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Ahiah's right hand, which is all his power, it's going to orchestrate the Gentiles to be that way 100 to the children of Israel, to drive them on through the finish line to the promised land. Now listen to what it says. And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. That means no shame. It's going to be like that instructed rich to serve you. Why? How? How can that be? Don't you ever listen to these Hebrew Israelite lost-minded men thinking it's because of who they are. These things y'all do because of who he is, not because nothing your nasty tail is, was, or going to be. For his name's sake does he do these things. And he's telling you right here, I will lift, Deborah, tell him, I will lift that right hand to the Gentiles. Now see, you see what he finna do? He finna lift that hand up toward the Gentiles. And what he gonna do? And set up my standards to thy people. And they shall, not they might, but they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and their daughters, thy daughters shall they bring upon their shoulders. They bringing you on in to the finish line, the promised land. Okay, now, why? Not because they love you and they care for you, because of what y'all gonna do with that right hand when you learn who that right hand is. In Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, you don't have to know nothing else, but that power can do exactly what you're reading in the whole Bible. That's why you can't just put it away and keep cursing this Bible. So y'all don't get enough from keep cursing this Bible. These people out here keep cursing it. You know what? You already cursed. So how can you curse a book and your tail is cursed? Do that make any sense? That's why I'm saying these Hebrew Israelite men and women, y'all need to get y'all tail somewhere and sit down with this ignorant, stupid teaching that y'all putting out here to these people. Now, listen to what verse 23. Isaiah chapter 49 and 23. The kings shall be thy nursing. Fathers and their queens, thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their faces toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know that who I am, Ahia, thy Elohim. For they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. They shall not be ashamed. Who is he talking about? The Gentiles. They ain't doing it for your name's sake, baby. This is when he raised that right hand. Everything has to go the way he said, because that's the power. And they under that power. They ain't ashamed. They don't, it ain't that they, so in love with you, you the people, you silly people. Isaiah 49 lets you know, I will lift up my hand because of that right hand. This is what the Gentiles is going to be doing. If that right hand wasn't lifted up on them to do these things, they'll be just like they were in the land of your oppressor. Y'all didn't know they did you. Oh, yeah. These ain't Gentiles that decided, I believe in your Savior. No, these are the ones that when y'all lift up his hand, that's the power, y'all. That's the power that was in Genesis chapter 1, verse 3. Let there be. Bam. Genesis 1, chapter 6. Let there be. Bam. Everything that he created, he spoke it, and his power brought it forth. So what he's saying, I'm going to lift up that same right hand. So tell them, Deborah, that's what's going to bring them out. It's my right hand and my stretched out arm. It did it for the children of Israel and of Israel that was in captivity in Egypt with Pharaoh, and not one of them outside of my seas can preach and teach it, because they never got it. They never caught on. Never caught on. No, they were bragging about, like which we just had read in Exodus 15 and 6. That was one of the elects talking about his mighty right hand. That wasn't none of the children. That was the one of the elects talking about that right hand. See, it's not given to you all to just to play with, or or to juggle it the way you want and teach it. No, it ain't given to you like that. That's why you can't teach it. It's only given to those in which Yah has ushered the keys to, because they are the only one gonna preach it in spirit and truth. All these others out here, they're gonna preach it based on their flesh, their emotions, their personal opinion, their personal decision, their personal understanding, their personal knowledge, and their personal wisdom. They're not gonna come to the realm of spirit and truth. They won't even step over that realm. So here in 23, Isaiah 49 and 23, the kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens, thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their feet toward the earth, with their face toward the earth, and lick the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know that I am a higher. For they shall not be ashamed that wait for me, not you. You see, he ain't saying nothing about your tail. He ain't saying nothing about your tail outside of how he's going to use his mighty right hand, which is the power in the heavens and on the earth, on the Gentiles, so that they can be servants unto you to help you across the finish line to the promised land. That's what he said. And what I like about what he said, they shall not be ashamed that wait for me, a higher. See, they're waiting for a higher, and not for the children of Israel. They're waiting for a higher to give them the next move, the next step. They ain't ashamed because right now they're serving a higher, not serving you. Why you say that? It's because the right hand is what lift up to cause them to do what Yah called them to do for him, not for you. You see? These men are teaching, they're gonna be licking my feet, and they're gonna be, no, baby, you got it wrong. They're not literally gonna be licking the dust off your feet. They're gonna be willing to serve you, but not to that point of where you're taking it out of the spiritual realm. You have to be able to understand it in spirit and truth. You can't go that route. That's the sickness in your mind that teaches the people. That's why if you're going here, how are you teaching people? Based on this sick mind that's already dead and lost. And what Deuteronomy 28 said, and lost and destroyed. That's what that is. Oh, so we covered Isaiah 49, chapter 49, verse 22 and 23. Let's try Isaiah 14. Let's see what Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1 and 2 is saying. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1 and 2. So you all must understand that the way the Father is going to do everything is still going to be with that thing I told y'all that y'all should try to grip, and that is spirit and truth, which rests in the beginning. It tells you about his right hand and his stretched out arm. It's his all power. Okay, can't nothing be created, can't nothing take course, can't nothing move, can't nothing do anything until that right hand put forth. Look how that right hand lifted up, and the Gentiles came on in to start carrying our children on their shoulders and in their arms to the threshold of the promised land, because that's where we were heading. They took them on in. Yeah, that was the right hand that was lifted up. A higher brought that right hand up, a power, and they started drawing near. You see, I like that, Father, a higher. That is so beautiful. That is, y'all, if y'all ever think of it, give him some glory and some praise. Because if you really think of it, he's been talking about his right hand since the book of Genesis, the first chapter. And here it is, 2022. We still thinking it's about what we say and how we feel, how we say it's going to go and how we want it to be. It ain't got nothing to do with we. It got to do with he, a higher. Okay, Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1 and 2. Listen to this. For a higher will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. See the strangers? How are they going to be able to cleave to us as a people? That right hand had been lifted in Isaiah 49. That's how they cleave to you, because of that right hand. The power of Yah is what they cling into. And that power is clinging the strangers to us. Why? Why is the power clinging the strangers to us? Because Yah has placed in us now. Okay, when we in Israel, when we make it to the promised land, he's given us a new heart. He's given us a new name. He's putting a new name in us. Okay, he's putting a new spirit in us. He's going to clean our filthiness, our idol, the way we used to idol, all of, he's going to wash away all of that. Okay, so therefore they're going under the power of a higher. You think who will be who? Just because we gone don't mean everybody else will. See, they're going to be obeying that power, and they're going to see that power resting among us as a people. They ain't going nowhere, because that's it. That's the greatest and the highest power on the face of the earth. I ain't going nowhere. I'm sticking to you all, because I know that the power is resting right here. It's greater than anywhere on the face of the earth. And that's why they're not going to be ashamed to serve you, because they know they ain't serving you. They serving a higher. That's why I say our Negroes are ignorant. Oh, they going to be serving us and we're going to be beating them. Y'all don't know this, but that's the way they think. They thinking that they going to redo what they did to us in when we were oppressed. We're going to be able to do that. How you going to be able to do that? Y'all going to put a new name in you. He going to put his spirit in you. You see what I'm saying? How is it you going to be doing what they doing to us? You see how stupid that sound? So how is it we're going to be conducting ourselves like the oppressors over here toward them when they get over there where we're going to be in the promised land? Baby, you're going to be the sweetest thing that they ever seen. Kindness, merciful, because all y'all going to be cleaned in you and put in a new heart, a new spirit. So you got to understand, you cannot turn around. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can think that while you're here, because you're gone. You're gone already. So that's why the mentality of our men is where it's at. And that's why Sister Deborah would say, don't think that you're going to submit yourself to a destroyed mind. You can't do it. You can't do it. You see? Because that's their mentality. Oh, we're going to be raping they women and all this. You know, they said that. Y'all know if y'all know that. Them camps, oh, yes. A lot of them. They really think that. They think they're going to have all the white women they want to have. You see how sick they are? And they talking about they representing a higher. That's the mindset. So when you read Isaiah 14 and verse 1, it says, for Ahijah will have mercy upon Jacob. You see that mercy? And will yet choose Israel. Watch this here. And set them in their own land. How he's going to set you in your own land? How he going to do that? That right hand. That right hand. So don't let nobody tell you you're supposed to jump your jackrabbit tail and be running to and fro, talking about I got to get to the promised land. Y'all ain't told you to jump up and go run into the promised land, because he ain't going to let you think that you going to outride his right hand that has the plan. You ain't going to outride it. You just going to be waiting for hell in the long run. Sleep in your grave, waiting for judgment. You ain't going to make it with that mindset. And those who following people that's telling them that, they ain't going nowhere. But in circles right now, and not only that, they're going to be going even faster in the circle to where they're going to get too dizzy. And this here is already going to be lost. So they're going to be messed up from the floor and ain't going to know which way to turn. Okay. So it says, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. This is the right hand doing this, y'all. Okay? At that same right hand, we rejected all the way to the year 2022. From Genesis all the way to the year 2022, we still rejecting that right hand. That right hand ended the world. We still rejecting it. You see how sick that is? Verse 2, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Ahiah for servants and handmaids. In the land of who? Who land? Talk to me, somebody. Who land? Listen to this. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Ahiah for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So the same Gentiles, which is going to be Europeans, that we're going to, the script is going to be flipped. But guess what's going to be different? We're not going to treat them like they treated us. So what? They in captivity. Guess who they on? Guess where they at? They on holy ground. Y'all didn't know they did. You can do what you want that you think you're going to do to them. They saying to you, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm a Gentile. I do whatever. I'm on holy land. I'm on holy ground. What it says here? And possess them in the land of Ahiah. Go back to Ezekiel 36 and see what Yah said about that land when he finished with it. He said it's going to be like that. He said the people are going to say, hey, that's like the Garden of Eden. I was like, that's just how good it's going to be. So what make you think that the heathens ain't in heavens in their mind? They on holy land. It ain't got nothing to do with your ugly, nasty tail. Because that's not who you going to be. You're going to have a new heart, a new heart, a new spirit. You're going to have Yah in you. And he going to give you a new name. So the person you are on this side is so ugly, it ain't entitled to nothing but a tail whooping from the Most High. But who y'all going to be when you get to that promised land is another story. So the Gentiles, I see where you're coming from. I wouldn't even want to leave the land. You on holy ground. Y'all didn't hear how Ahiah in Ezekiel 36, how Ahiah said he told the mountains and the grounds to you do this and you do this, bring this forth and bring this. Oh my, Ahiah. This is where the Gentiles going, y'all. There's no place on the face of the earth that's going to be as beautiful and set up and wealthy as this land that Yah is restoring for the house of Israel. And if anybody see it, they don't care who you are. They're going to serve you because they're on holy ground. And that's what y'all don't understand. See how those men been teaching those lies? They ain't giving the power no credit. They ain't giving Ahiah no glory, no honor, no praise for who he is in this here alone. And everything that he has been, he's going to be. Oh, they don't want to give him no praise. We ain't thinking about him. But want to make it look like we're going to be doing this. We're going to be raping their women. We're going to have many wives. We're going to do, baby, you ain't going to even be able to look like you finna have wives. You see? Because you're going to be on holy ground. Y'all ain't playing with you. See how their mindset is today? Now, see, this is where, now watch this. Listen to what I'm finna say. This is why he said the end game for Deuteronomy 28 is that they are destroyed. Because this mind that we got now, that's in our men and women today, that sucker needs to be destroyed. Don't that make sense? There you go. Now you see why until they are destroyed. Our mindset must be destroyed. With that stiff-necked and rebellion and disobedient mindset. We don't hear the prophets and the prophetess speaking on Ahiah's behalf. We don't obey rules and regulations. We follow whoremongering, murdering, stealing and killing and destroying our community, destroying our houses, destroying our lands in which we have and we don't own. But we destroy everything we put our hands to, from the beginning of our household all the way outside of our household. And we're running around here thinking somebody's bothering us. What is it does it take? This is where you know something wrong. Is you go into the city, you go into the county, you go and you start to just have, let's say if you got 20 black people living in nice houses, just give them 3 years. One gonna come down, the next one gonna come down, grass growing up to the roof, all kind, because we as a people, we can't see ourselves having nothing, nor taking care of nothing, because we are gone. We are destroyed here. So before a higher restore us to his capacity, this here has to be destroyed. Does that make sense, you guys? This has to be destroyed before he take your nasty tail over there on holy ground. This got to be destroyed. So that's why, Sister Deborah, salute. That's why I salute the curse. I salute it. And I'm saying I salute the beginning to the end. I don't care, Father. I don't care. I'm all with you. I understand where you're coming from. I embrace it. I salute it. The curse, the judgment, the chastising, the discipline, because I see the end game and I see the out game. You see? So we have to understand this is how we coming out. He said they gonna come in curse and go out curse. That's showing you something got to be broke all the way out and down in you for y'all to say it's time to build them up. It's time to make them like I want. And that's why we have to be gone here. That's why. Listen to how we're talking on these devil platforms. Listen to how they're preaching and teaching y'all on these devil platforms. And they thinking they finna go to holy ground. Come on now, somebody talk to me. I'm not worthy to be in no holy ground. I'm not worthy to go into the New Jerusalem. I'm not worthy to even think that I'm ready for that. All I want is what a higher wants for me. And that is to clean my nasty tail up and restore me so that he can see me fit to tell the ground, get ready. I'm bringing my people home. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He told them. He told the mountains, get ready. I'm bringing my people home. Hallelujah. Woo, Father Yah, thank you. Thank you, Father Yah. Thank you. Anytime my Father can speak to the mountains and speak to the ground, the earth, and land, and tell them it's time to get ready. Get ready, get ready. I'm bringing mine home. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And if you think for 1 minute that he's going to bring your nasty tail home the way you are right now, no way. You got to be destroyed here. He has to break you to make you what he wants you to be. He has to bring that flesh down. The thoughts of this mind is wicked and evil, y'all. It's nothing we're talking on these devil platforms that represents my Father a higher. We profane his name. We dishonor him. We give him no praise. We give him no glory. And he's sitting up high. He's sitting down low, pouring all kind of grace and mercy on us sick people. And we have the audacity to get on this devil platform and teach like we the people. And they bothering us. You bothered yourself from the beginning to the end. And by his grace and mercy is holding you up until he take you to the land in which he's going to tear. You get ready. I'm coming. I'm bringing my people home. And we run around here thinking it's about us. Oh, it's about us. We gone. That's why Sister Deborah don't mind saying we are gone. I ain't saying you. We. Sister Deborah, I don't care. He can break me. Because when he break me, he gonna make me whole. So you can stand on with your wicked mind and wait for the grave, because that's where you're going to end up. You won't see the Holy Land. These Gentiles, they're going to want to do anything for you, because guess what? His right hand is going to be lifted up. How? What do you mean? That right hand is going to cause their spirit to obey him regarding his people. Hallelujah! 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 And if the earth and the ground and the earth and in the land and in the mountains, he has to charge them and tell them, get it right. I'm bringing my babies home. What's wrong with us today? We're gone. And we don't have no problem with doing wicked and evil in the midst of us gone. We still don't want to serve him. We won't recognize him. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Verse Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their land. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Ahiah. In the land of who? In the land of who? Ahiah. Okay? For a servant and maid, a handmaid, and they shall take them captives, whose captives were they, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Look at that grace and mercy still poured out with blessings. Woo! Now, this is where you need to go. Let's go here. We're going to go to Ezekiel. We're going to go to Ezekiel chapter 28. Stop that playing. Stop that playing with him. Stop trying. You gonna go on. See, you've been disrespecting him for so long. You don't know how to respect him. You don't know how to honor him. You don't know how to not profane his name. You see, you don't know how to not disrespect him. It's just in you. It's just who you are. Ezekiel 28 and 25. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 25. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 25. Chapter 28, verse 25. Ezekiel. Thus said Ahiah, when I shall gather the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered. Wait a minute. Hold up, Father. How is it you gonna gather them? Why is it you got ignorant people telling people they better head to the promised land? Could they be saying, don't head, it ain't that so much you head to the promised land. You just need to get out of Babylon. That maybe be what they're trying to say. But they're saying it the wrong way. They might be saying, you better get out of Babylon because Babylon is going to be a heap of trouble, or it's going to be a chaos. But what they didn't understand, listen to this. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 25. Thus said Ahiah. Now, I'm not telling you that Deborah's saying this. I'm not telling you that the prophet and the prophetess and the Maureen and the watchman and the seer and the pastors and the bishops saying this. I'm saying to you all, thus said Ahiah. When I shall gather the house of Israel from among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathens. See, he always want to see the heathens to see something. What's the deal? He always want the heathens to see something. Listen to what he said. In the sight of the heathens. You know why? Because the heathens don't think he coming for you, baby. The heathens think that he don't have no dealings with you. because the way you cutting up on the floor on this earth. So that's why they overkilled. They overstepped their boundaries because they didn't think there would be any hope that he would come back for you. So that's why he keep talking about the heathen's going to know this, and the heathen shall see. And when the heathen see this, and when the heathen this, and here we go here again. And when the heathens, where is it at? We're on 25. And from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified. You know what sanctified means? You're going to be set aside, separate. Watch this here. In them, in the sight of the heathens. Then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob. The heathens is going to see. They really believe that Ahiah have forsaken us, y'all. Because when they see us, they don't see us human. They didn't see us ever getting out of the situation they have control. That's why they're like the way that they are and getting worse today, because they figure, hey, they ain't got nothing coming. He ain't coming for them. These people are the worst of the worst. And they show it. They act it. They walk it. They talk it. They conduct themselves in that same manner. Y'all don't want nothing to do with them. Y'all tell them, look, I'm coming for them. I'm coming for them. They mass. And this is what he said. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 25. Thus said Ahiah, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they were scattered, and shall sanctify. See, he's going to sanctify your tail. He's going to separate you from them. How he going to do that? How he going to do that? With that right hand that you've been denying since the beginning of time. He's going to sanctify your nasty tail with that right hand. Watch this here. And when he sanctified you in them, he said, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathens. To where he's going to sanctify you. And the heathens going to see his glory on you. Because he have set you aside from them. You see what I'm saying? How did he do that, Dad, bro? He told us with that mighty right hand and that stretched out arm. This is how he's doing all this, y'all, with his power. Now watch what he says. Then shall they dwell in their own land that I have given to my servant Jacob. This is land I've given to my servant Jacob. Those children of Israel that serves Ahiah, okay, as Jacob served Ahiah. Now listen to this. Verse, what was that? 25. So right here you see where Ahiah is dealing with the heathens and in their sight and how then they will see. See, he's going to let them see with their eyes that he have sanctified you for his purpose. Which they right now today, y'all, 2022, the heathens don't think he's coming for you, and you are no longer his. That's why they look at you as animals. That's why they look at you as not a human. Let's put it like that. That's why they treat you the way that they treat you. They think Yah has also done away with you. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel 34. When you get to Ezekiel 34 and verse 13, Ezekiel 34 and verse 13, and it reads, and I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries and will bring them to their own land. Now, who tells me that we're going on spaceships? Who's telling me that we're going on any other way on airplanes? Or we're going on this and we're going on that? Stand your tail down. Stand your tail down. You're going like he brought Israel out of the bondage of Pharaoh. You're going that way. with his right hand will he bring you out. With his right hand, his stretched out arm, he's going to bring your tail out. And that's what you need to be focusing on. That the Father is coming for me with his right hand of power. That's what you should be praying and thanking him for. That's what you should be honoring and glorifying and praising him and uplifting him, because he is coming, and he's coming like he said he would. But see, you too ignorant because you never accept his power in Genesis 1 and 2 at the beginning. Now you're so dumb to now you don't know what the power is going to be, the one to deliver you. The right hand. His right mighty hand. Let's read. In Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse 13. And I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries. Listen, look how he's going to gather them, y'all. Listen, he's going to gather them from the countries and bring them to their own land and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers and in all the inhabited places of the country. That right hand, y'all, that power in which we have denied since the beginning, it's going to be doing all that work. Now, we should be shamed. We should be embarrassed. We should right now have the most repentant spirit in our heart, our spiritual heart right now, to know that we have denied the power that's going to do all of this. You see, that's that right hand, y'all. I just gave it to you in Exodus chapter 15, verse 6. They were bragging on when they came out. Who tore the people up? Who drowned the army? Who split the sea? They said his right hand. Why is it today we so dumb? We know about Pharaoh. We know about Egypt. We know about him bringing them out. We know about Pharaoh's army drowning in the sea. We know about how he parted the sea and he took them through to the wilderness. We know how he fed them and how he took care of them. We know all of that, but we deny the power that played 100% role in it all. And that's sad. Ezekiel 36. Ezekiel, I'm not going to hold you long. Ezekiel chapter 36. And here we go. In Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 22, it reads, Therefore said unto the house of Israel, Thus said Ahiah. Now, y'all, I want y'all in the live chat hear this. Ahiah is saying this, okay? This is what he said. Thus said, chapter 36, verse 22, in Ezekiel 36, verse 22. Therefore said unto the house of Israel, Thus said Ahiah, I do not this for your sake. That leads y'all, this should tell the whole house of Israel 100 times 1 trillion of our men. This should tell you this never been about you. It never been about you. Because where were you before the foundation of the world? When all these plans was put forth, where were you? If it was about you and about you only, and this whole Bible is about you, and this whole world and everything that he created is about you, guess what? It'll be about you from the beginning to the end. And you cannot dedicate everything Ahiah has done has been about you. Now, this is what it said. It ain't about you. I know it. They're not going to teach you that. They're not going to admit to it. They're not going to come to the term, but kick them to the curb, let them go on. Ezekiel 36 and verse 22. Therefore said unto the house of Israel, Thou said Ahiah, I do not this for your sake. It's not about you, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathens, whither ye went. He said, house of Israel, everywhere you were scattered, you profaned my name in the face of the heathens. Now he got to come around. Mm, 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 and wipe your mess up. Mm. Now listen to what he's saying here, y'all. We get happy because we know he's coming to make room for us to go home to the promised land. But listen, how can we get so overjoyed on that topic and everything and don't have no feelings for what he's saying? Listen to what he's saying. Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 22. Therefore said unto the house of Israel, Thus said Ahiah, I do not this for your sake, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which you, in the live chat and everybody else, which you have profaned, which ye has profaned among the heathens, whether you went. See, so when y'all used to hear Sister Deborah keep saying you need to stop profaning his name, it's not because they did it at one time. He's saying everywhere you went, even to today, you still profaning his name. You disrespecting him the way you cutting up from the floor. Let's bump up to verse 21. Ahiah says this, but I had pity for my holy name. He had pity on his own name because your nasty tails profaned it among the heathens where you were, wherever you went. Say, for instance, you stayed in one state. If you move to another state or even another country, you always found pleasure to get amongst the heathen and cut up from the floor. And how did you do it? You did, when you done stuff like that, you profaned his name because he wanted his name to represent you. And instead, you took his name and you profaned it. And to today, 2022, you do it every day. When you out here acting a fool, when you out here cutting up from the floor, murdering your women and your children, your daughters, your sons, your mother and your fathers, when you out here breaking every type of righteous law, when you living unjust, filthy, when you doing all of this stuff, guess what you're doing? You are still profaning his name because he wanted his name applied to you. And you turned around and profaned it by being stiff-necked, rebellion, disobedient, whoremonger, wicked, evil, unjust, unrighteous, murderers, rapers, killers. And you running around here when Sister Deborah is trying to teach y'all that this stuff is at a highest level. Y'all running around here trying to act like ain't nothing going on. That's because you gone here. And in spirit and truth, you might be gone too. That's why you can't grip what's going on. Now, listen to how he said in 21. But I had pity on my holy name. Why? Because your tail wouldn't. You had no shame, no embarrassment, no nothing in how you were profaning his name among the heathens. So when he comes telling Deborah, and Sister Deborah keep coming up to the Father, well, why you keep on talking, and the heathen shall know, and the heathen shall know, and the heathen shall know this, and the heathen shall see this, and the heathen shall behold this. What's the deal with these heathens? Because you all, Deborah, profane my name after I wanted my name to be upon you. I claimed you as mine, and you went out here acting like you are acting today and saying you represent me. You ain't doing no profaning and disrespecting and dishonoring me. And then they have the audacity to get on this doing devil platform. Make people think they preaching and teaching to y'all tales. And they out here profaning the Father's name to its highest. And what did he say? Verse 22. Ye have profaned among the heathens wherever ye go. Verse 23. Listen to this, what he says. 23. And I will sanctify my great name. I will. I had pity on my own name, Deborah. The one that I put my name on their chest, they still today in the year 2022 walking around here lying, killing, stealing, destroying, killing their women, degrading their women, and allowing their breeding children after children after children out of their own kind, wicked and evil. They're not bringing their children up, but they say they represent me. They're not feeding their children, Deborah, but they say they represent me. They're not laboring among their young men so that the young men can know their next direction in life. They took them and they went their own way and lived their own way. And this is what he said. And when you come to me, Deborah, talking about why I'm so hung up on the heathens, it's because everything they did to me, Deborah, they did it in the face of the heathens. And if y'all can't get that, something wrong with you. Deeper than 100 gone here. You gone in spirit and in your truth. You are dead. You are dead. This is why I couldn't get it. Because it bothered me why he kept saying, and the heathen's going to know this. I said, wait a minute, hold up. Father, I've been reading Isaiah. I've been reading Jeremiah. I've been reading Ezekiel. What's this relationship you got with the heathens? He said, Deborah, you all have profaned my name. Look how y'all living. Look how y'all acting. Look how y'all conducting yourself. Those are even, he said, you go back to Deuteronomy 28, that's not in there. The way we are conducting ourselves, it's not in there. It's not in there. It's not in there telling the heathens to kill us either. That's why they're going to be destroyed. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? Y'all thought they was going to be destroyed because they all that and they did this and they had y'all. No, they're not being destroyed because they got you, they use you as slave. Y'all put you as slave. They're not going to be destroyed because the things that they and how they took from you and had you laboring and had you doing this and had you doing this, taken from you. They would never be judged for that. Never. That was the Father's will. They're going to be judged because they overkilled. Everything that he allowed them to do, they clammed on top and said, they're not your children no more. We're going to kill them. We're going to break them. We're going to destroy them. We're going to murder them. We're going to take this. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. You go back to Deuteronomy 28 and the mess that we're doing today, that's not in Deuteronomy 28. That is not in Deuteronomy 28. So that leads you to understand whose side are you on. Think about that. Whose side really are you on? You think that you're going to make it over to the New Jerusalem? Y'all better think about that. Think, how are you going to make it over to the New Jerusalem? And you did everything against it. Not only, see, they come and they bring y'all this thing about the law and the commandments. The Father told me now one of them can keep and uphold the law. Because the law is upheld by the power. And who owns the power? A higher. So when he come up in you, he upholds the commandments in you. You cannot uphold the commandments in your flesh. It is spirit and it is truth. It was written with the finger of a higher, which is spirit. How you going to tell somebody about the law and the commandment when the law and commandment is now in them? The creator and the power of the commandments rest in them. Get somewhere and sit down. See, I didn't know I was coming that route. Now, he took me that route. It breaking down to me, you always talking about me saying something about the heathens. Look, this is why I'm saying something about the heathens. Because my people, I gave them my name. They're under Deborah, my name. And they made sure they got in front of the heathens. Even to the year of 2022, disgraced his name. It was his name we destroyed in us. It's who he is we destroyed. We showed the heathens we don't care about who he is. We don't care about his laws and his commandments. We don't care about lying, stealing, and killing. We don't care about nothing that represents him. So what did he say in 21? Ezekiel 36 and 21. But I, Deborah, had pity on my name. I gave them my name, Deborah. I put them under my name as my children. But Deborah, do you see what they're doing? So when you come to me telling me, Deborah, about what relationship I have with the heathens, why is it that I keep telling the heathens, you're going to see this and you're going to see that? Because I want them to know. I know they did me wrong. I know they said things. I know they're out there killing, they're stealing and destroying. But I got a way to deal with that. But there are those that's there. I'm going to clean up and I'm taking them home with me. Now, how you like me now? How you like me now? I know you didn't think I was coming for them. But those are mine. No, they ain't out there killing and teaching men to hate. Women teaching women to men, women to hate men, and men teaching men to hate women at the highest. Everywhere you go, where we are at, we can't spend 2 hours in the park without killing, stealing, and destroying each other. Fighting, cutting, stabbing, jacking, carjacking, beating, grandma, granddaddy out there fighting with the kids. Everywhere they go. Everywhere. And what he's saying is, y'all doing it to my name. Judith, all this mess you doing it against my name. Judith, I had to have my own pity for my name. I had to have my own pity for my name. Because you had none. You got in front of the heathens. The last one I wanted you to get in front of, because they're the one that is conducting the curse. But you get in front of them and you make it look like, wait a minute. Oh, we need to be cursed because we're worse than what we were when we got over here, before we got over here. And the heathens looking at them. These people can't be no people of a higher. Not the way they conducting themselves. I understand why they don't want us in their neighborhood. I understand they don't want us in their store. I understand they don't want us in their school. And I'm on one agreement. You can say what you want with your ugly tails. I understand why. Because we have conducted ourselves so horrible until when? But for my name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathens, whether you win. Verse 23, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathens, which ye had profaned in the midst of them. We always has a tendency of getting in the midst of the heathens and the Gentiles and disrespect y'all. How we disrespect? We ain't disrespecting him. We the people. That's disrespecting. Because we're claiming his name, but we acting like evil and wicked. But we're claiming his name. And we conducting ourselves like evil and wicked. But we're claiming his name. So when you do that, you are profaning his name. You're telling people, we the people. We this and we that and we this and we the true this and we the true that. But what are you doing to represent that you are all that to him outside of what he says here? Profaning his name. That's what he said. And the heathen shall know that I am Ahiah. Said Ahiah. This is 23. When I shall sanctify in you before their eyes. See, this is what he's doing, y'all. He's turning your ugliness and cleaning your nasty tails up right before the eyes of the heathens. So they would know that I am Ahiah. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to clean your nasty tail up and you thinking it's about you. He said, no, it's for my name, Deborah, and I'm cleaning their nasty tails up. But I'm going to do it right in the face of the heathens so they'll know. Just because they nasty, trifling, disrespectful, disobedient, stiff-necked, and rebellion, guess what? I am a higher. These are my people. I'm going to clean them up in the midst of your eyes to let you know they might have forsaken me, but I am and will not forsaken them. Okay? So when we get to Ezekiel chapter 37, Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 21. Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 21. And he says, and said unto them, thus said Ahiah, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathens, whether they be gone, and gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. See, he's going to bring you where he wants you to be. You ain't going to have to get no plane ticket. You ain't going to have to pack no bags. So if he's going to do that, should we prepare and buy here and hope to stay here? Or should we get our spirit ready for when he comes? That's all Sister Deborah is saying when she's saying spirit and truth. The truth doesn't matter. You might not can get your sick flesh together, but you can get your spirit lining up with a higher spirit, abiding in him and him abiding in you. Instead of walking around here constantly, profaning his name knowingly. See, we're thinking that we are profaning his name unknowingly. No, he said, y'all doing it on purpose and intentionally and walking around here thinking it's all well. He said, but catch him on the other side because it still ain't over until it's over. Okay? So, I don't know, my piece is torn out. I wanted y'all to hear. That was Ezekiel 7. And I wanted you all to hear. Let's go to Psalms 118, verse 15. I wanted you all to hear how Ahiah is going to charge the land and the mountains and the fields and all of them to get right. The way he tell them to do it, it's awesome. It's in Ezekiel 36. He's telling them to get ready. He finna bring you all over. He charging them, telling you do this here, you do this. He telling them what to do. The ground, the land, y'all, the mountains. I'm telling you, you tell me who this power is. And everything that he's going to do, he's doing it with that right hand. He's going to sanctify you in the midst of the heathens. He's doing it with that right hand. So while we reject the power that rests therein, that's good. That's good because that shows you that he ain't never lied. And even to today, people wouldn't even take this message in which Sister Deborah is speaking. This is spirit and truth. This is power. This is food, good food for your spirit. Because you shut that nasty flesh down and it caused your spirit to think and desire to want to walk with Ahiah and stop walking in this stupidity. Okay, Psalms 18, verse 15. Psalms 18, no, it ain't. Psalms 118, 118. Psalms 118, verse 15 and 16. The voice of rejoicing, salvation is in the tabernacle of righteousness. Righteous. The right hand of Ahiah was that verily, verse 16. The right hand of Ahiah is exalted. The right hand of Ahiah do valiantly. That right hand is what we have forsaken. That's why a year ago, maybe even up to 2 years, I've been telling you all, go into the Bible. I said, read and take out all the verses talking about the right hand and stretched out arm. When you pull that out, read those verses. They're not long. and you will see where the power we have missed since the beginning of time. We missed it. And now we stand in awe because the camps, the watchmen, the seers, the Maureen, the pastors, the bishops, the teachers, the priests, no one was willing to bring out how we going to get out of here. And it's sad. It's sad. Because every last one of the Hebrew Israelites really, really believe that they just going to walk out and y'all going to just bring them out. I would want to know. Not because I don't trust that he can or he will. It's because he loved me enough to let me know who he was from the beginning, that I can trust in the power at the end. You see? That's why I tell y'all, if you don't have a relationship with the Most High, or higher, there go my son. 1 minute. Yeah, lock it for me, please. Yes, I have to take Shotty to be sprayed. What is it? Spaded tomorrow. And she just came, and I have to take her. That's my daughter's cat. She had a set of kittens, and I got to put a stop to that. We ain't gonna have it. Okay, babe. And Jonah, be careful, okay? And that's my son. Jonah, love you too, baby. That's my son, Jonah. He just dropped Shorty by. And I was going to let her out the cage. I don't think that's a good idea because she's going to want to run somewhere and hide because I have to get up at 7 and take her away. But I want to say, if anybody in the live chat has any questions regarding how we're going to get out of here, stop letting men and women tell you they found history. They got receipts. That's the number one thing they say now. Oh, I got some receipts. Take your receipts and ram them. Because your receipts are not spirit, nor is it truth. Okay? Hey, but I say unto you, anybody, let me know if you have any questions. And you know what? Honestly, you should have a lot. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know what? See, what they're doing is, that's another, that's a really good one. Because what you're saying is what I was saying earlier. Say, for instance, you decided to move elsewhere. Okay. It doesn't matter where you go. Ahia said 4 corners. That lets you know the earth is not round. That right there lets you know. The 4 corners is where he is going to collect. He's going to gather them from the 4 corners. Right there lets you know that the earth is not round. And what he's meaning is he knows where he is at. And he's going to gather them. Okay. And the way he's going to gather them, this is what I'm saying to y'all. And that's the same thing the lesson is about. How is it that he's going to gather from the 4 corners? Gather. How's he going to do it? With that right hand power. See, we can't sit and say, well, it's going to be like this. It's going to be like this. We got to do what? Trust in that power. That power that he taught us in Genesis. When he said, let us make man in our image. Let us make man in our image. That's that power. You see? We got to trust in that power. It's the same thing he says. Hear this here. When he say, Deborah, they're not coming to the new heaven because they believe. They have to believe in what y'all say we have to believe, not what they say you have to believe. Man say you have to believe this, or higher say you have to believe this. How we're going to get to heaven believing what man say and denying what y'all say? Does that make any sense? And that's the same way. We want to believe what man say and forsake what a higher say. And what a higher say is telling us how he's going to gather us. He said it, with my right hand, I'm going to bring you all together. And what's going to happen? Whatever he's going to do with that right hand, it's going to cause all of us to come together, and he's going to bring us out together and lead us. And there's going to be some place where we're going to go, and they're going to be connecting with us. Why? Because his right hand is going to be lifted upon them. So why are we denying the power they're in? That's what he was saying. He said, they profaning my name. And when you profane his name, it's meaning you're going up against what he stands for, and you show it in actions, and the way you teach, the way you preach, the way you do everything, you showing the heathens that you are against me and not for me. So you are profaning who he is, because his name is what he put you under. And you telling the heathens, we ain't under his name. We don't go out here killing, stealing, taking, and doing all kind of wicked. I see it, y'all. I'm not a dead prophetess. I'm a living prophetess. That means I have no reason to come on this devil platform and lie to you all. I have, what is it for me to gain to even claim that I'm a prophetess? Come on now, somebody talk to me. What sense does it make if I tell you I'm losing it? What sense does that make? See, that's what I'm saying. They only want to believe a lie, that which is in the dark. That's just it. Everybody wants to focus on those things which is wicked, that is in the dark and evil. They don't want to take what Yah is giving them so that they can have some light until he comes. They just want to sit in the darkness and pretend that, oh, we go. Those are not the ones that's going. He already told you the gate is narrow and few going to find it. He even told you, small remnant. He saw so many signs informing us it's not going to be the way man has. And she's telling you, go to the light. Go to his bosom. Learn of him. Want his spirit and truth. Want to know where light is. There's thirst for spirit and truth. Thirst, you all. And people think that it's all about following people and liking and subscribing and praising them. See, a lot of people don't even understand. These people are praising other people in their messages instead of praising a higher, if they're giving them information regarding a higher. So the people are getting the praise. And what Yah say, he don't share his praise. He don't share his glory. But yet, he let them get all that they can get. But when they meet him face to face, that's where it's going to be the throwdown. Because he said, Deborah, that's it. It ain't going to be no mercy there. No mercy. Let me see if I can read. Yes, Father. Yes. None whatsoever. No honor, no respect. And you know what? Who's saying it? He's saying it. He's saying it, y'all. Y'all, that's why I was trying to say to y'all, this ain't Deborah saying this. He's saying that we are disrespecting him and profaning his name in the midst of the heathen. That means we're doing it proudly. Killing each other. Men on these platforms have taught so many men hating their women and don't even understand. From the beginning to the end, you don't see a higher charging the women iniquity, wicked, or evil. He been saying this to the face of men. Even told the tribe of Judah, he told them, you're like your forefathers, stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. for fathers, not for mothers. See, all this stuff y'all don't get. When he tell the father, don't cause your children to wrath, that means the man's supposed to be in a position where he bring up those children. And if they get mad at any order or any upbringing, okay, he's telling the men, don't cause them to get mad purposely. Where's the woman? She was the one left with him. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So they have denied all of that. So the heathens is just like the white men tell me, and I ain't gonna sit and lie. They tell me that, even though they try to hit on me, but they tell me. They said one thing about black men we hate is how they treat their black women. I have heard at least 6 white men tell me that in the last 6 years. Don't know each other. They say they don't have no respect for their women nor their children. And then y'all run y'all tails around here trying to put them on pedestals, making them kings. For what? For what? And Ahia said they have sat amongst the heathens and profaned his name. Why are they profaning his name? Because look at the crime they're doing. Look at the carjacking and the stealing and the murdering and the killing. I'm going to back y'all up and I'm going to back y'all down because I know what some of you thinking. Look at what they doing. So, watch this. One might say, but the heathens doing it, they doing it more than we are. They just putting our name. Yah said, use a lie from the pit of hell. They are not mine. You was up under my name. So if they do it, that's on them. They are not mine. You are mine and you profaning my name. I'm your father. You disrespecting me when you cut up from the floor. You disrespecting me when you teaching men to hate their women. You disrespecting me when you tell women to keep quiet. You disrespecting me when you lying on me based on what I said, how this should be and this should be and this should be. I never told you it was him. I told you it was them. How did you erase all of that from the beginning all the way to now and then sit and tell me who I am to you and who you are to me? You're standing in front of the heathen, killing, stealing, destroying, murdering, selling drugs in your community, telling it's the heathens. They brought it into our community. Everything is always fault somebody else to keep you doing your own nation wicked and evil after you have already profaned my name. Y'all, that's why we can't profane his name. That's why he ain't worried about the heathens doing wicked and evil. He ain't worried about the Gentiles doing wicked and evil. He worried about only those who are under his name. And he see that you don't give a rat's behind. So he said, what? I have pity Deborah on my own name. That's what he said. I have pity on my own name. And if you don't feel that, you sick. You sicker than sick. To where glory. The Father has pity on his name. Why is he having pity? Because you all out there acting a monkey. Acting worse than animals. And don't see nothing wrong with it. Your men are walking around in every state with their pants hanging down on their butt, walking like they can. You gonna tell me that ain't showing you that they gone? Any man that says he's gone. He ain't got 90, 85. He's gone 100. And don't see nothing wrong with it. They gone, y'all. They gone with it. Selling drugs in their community to their mothers, to the fathers, to the children. Selling drugs. Oh, the white man bothering us. You see what I'm saying? And y'all looking at him saying, wait a minute. You under my name and you selling drugs? You was named under me and you selling drugs. You mean you are listed under me and you teaching these men to hate the women? You under me. You teaching these people to have as many whores as you possibly can and want to make it look like it's marriage? You under my name. You're messing up my name. Why are you messing it up? You're profaning it. You're disrespecting it in the face of the heathens. And the heathens say, I know they ain't his children. They can't be yours. They can't be your children. I don't believe you coming back for that. Not that. Where they cutting up from the floor and they don't even understand. He ain't coming for you. See, a lot of people thinking they're going to be able to get on that bandwagon when he come and that mighty power going to swoop them up. No, it ain't, baby. No, it ain't. And I think that's one of the biggest mysteries. That's not even a mystery. It's a It's a light that shoots bright, but only those that walking in the light can see. That ain't everybody who are saying that they Hebrew Israelite is going to the promised land. They're not going. They're going to be right here. And they're going to go through everything this country is going through. They're going to fall. It's already have fallen, but they're going to fall with it, in it, and for it. And that's why they continue to do the hate and the crimes. The women is off the chain. Yes, they are. But the Father says they can't be off the chain unless the Father has broken the chain. And that's what they don't get. The men don't get. A woman can't be as worse as you are. Because y'all say your sin brought upon her sin. What about that do not the people get? What is it they don't get? Things that's so plainly seen. I be saying, but Father, what you saying is, here it is right here, Father. It ain't something spirit and truth. It's plainly seen. And they bypass it. And they teach you lies and mess to try to precept your line and little here. Oh, come to Torah. Torah your tail somewhere and sit down. This thing is bigger than Torah. This thing is powerful than Torah. Matter of fact, Torah can't hold his power. So Torah your tail somewhere and sit down with that mess. See how they try to trap you in all these books and all these different precepts and lines to try to get you trapped in. And when they doing that, guess what they running from? The word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. They ain't gonna come to that because that's what is spirit and truth. They ain't gonna let you touch that. They're gonna skip over all that. So while you all running around here really thinking that these men are king, rulers, and leaders, they are lying, they might as well hang up the line pictures. The lion's chain on their neck. You got people putting Yah's name in their earrings, all on their neck and they around their. You need to sit your tail down. Yah said he don't cater to that stuff. Wood. People are taking this stuff, putting his name on it. He telling them, don't do that. That's idol worshiping. You're putting my name on something that can't worship me. You're putting my name on something that can't praise me. Why would you put my name on anything? It's because it's not my name. It's not holy. But you're deceiving the people that that's my name. And I ain't got no business on nothing that can't praise me. If it can't worship me, it ain't got no business on nothing. It got to be able to praise me. It got to be able to honor me and worship me. It's enough my people have dishonored me and profaned me and disrespect me. But now you want to put me on all these books and all these shirts and all these fringes and all these wraps and all this jewelry and all these chains and ain't got no worship. Ain't got no praise for me, Deborah. And they running around here trying to make me a lie, Deborah. Just so they can entertain y'all. No spirit and truth, none whatsoever, nowhere near their doors. You got people who got so much homosexual in their household, they even try to hide and deny. Because they can't, they see it, they know it's that, but they running to and fro, trying to figure out, well, what we gonna do now? We ain't been out in the world, we ain't been, just because you made your word, you made your God in your house. And you felt the world nor Satan can touch you. Y'all said, I don't care where you at. If you are living in a hole, Satan gonna always be coming. Because you thinking because you in that hole, you better than anybody else. But in Yah, you are just as worse. Because you think you're gonna outride what he already prophesied that shall be. So here we are today, still profaning his name big time. Why do you think the judgment? He said the judgment is on our heads right now. That's why. The judgment is on us heavy. Because we still playing this game like Everybody bothering us. They killing us. They doing this. They taking this. They shooting us with this. They got this and they got this against us. Yeah, you better hope that they destroy this first to the utmost 100, so y'all can take your tail up out of here. Because before this, if this ain't broke, he gonna let this continue to be with this world on Babylon, as they call it, side. Babylon is a system. Okay, it is a place, more than one place, because Babylon has more than one location. The Christians are not Christian. The Christians and the Catholics, especially the Catholics, is the most demonic spirits on the face of the earth that has carried so much wickedness to the utmost and successfully have gotten away with it. And we have portrayed to connect with them and said we serve a higher. We have connected with them, and now they went back to the vomit, and now they're trying to be like unto. Again, if anyone has any question, I'm sorry, I might have kind of. That's all. Jezebel and Sarah. And you know what? They don't even know what a Jezebel is. That's a sad thing. In spirit and in truth, they don't even know what a Jezebel is, because a man can be a Jezebel and a woman can be a Jezebel. It is a spirit one takes on. Did you see how sick they are? Do y'all see how sick they are? Even a harlot, it is a spirit. That's how sick they are. Yes, it's great. You're right. And that's what I would say too. The full repentance. Yeah, but they have done it for so long, and they don't see. No, they don't even care that they profaning his name and disrespecting. They don't care. It's that bad. It's gotten to the point where they don't care. So what he say? Destroy them. Just like I said, I knew I would have to destroy them, Deborah. I knew I would have to destroy Judith. I had to, because Judith ain't gonna give. You know what? Jacob said that. Go back, y'all. Go back to Jacob when he said it. Go back to Jacob, and I'm gonna see if y'all can read it where Jacob is telling you Judith ain't gonna ever get upright until Shalom come. Judith ain't gonna get it right. So that's going back to what I was saying. Judith is destroyed here. Only way he gonna make it back if Yah chooses him to clean his filthiness and give him a new spirit and a new name and everything. Outside of that, The meaning of the weaker vessel is an order of, honestly, he was really watching out for us as females. He wanted the man to feel us, to be tender, to be delicate. Okay. He wanted him to see us as him being strong over us, not just in strength, but in the heart of who he is. You see what I'm saying? Let's say, you know how women, it used to be a time when a man would pull a chair out for a woman, when a man would carry the bags, the man would open the door. Okay, he's looking at her as a weaker link, and I am the gentleman. I am the strong gentleman, and she's the weaker one. But what they have done is they have put everything on us, y'all. Everything. Raising the children is one of the greatest. When those were all in their learn, those seeds were in them, and we got left with them. They walked away and didn't take care of them, didn't apply the things they should have applied to their children. They should have brought. See, y'all wanted the men to bring. I'm gonna tell y'all some women that y'all don't know. Y'all intend for the men to be the one to minister to their children righteousness and just. Isn't that beautiful? He trusts them to bring upon their sons and daughter. That's why Sarah was able to call Abraham Lord. Abraham was on it, doing everything, keeping everything in line to where she saw him. She saw him with her own natural eyes to where she found him worthy to be called Lord. Any Negro on this earth go calling a man a Lord, you sicker than sick. Because the Lord that they want you to call them now is not the Lord that Sarah saw. Sarah saw him following a higher that he could not see, but yet he believed and he got her to believe. You see, that's the way he wanted our men to be with their sons and their daughters. They never made it, even to today. Today don't mean nothing, because if darkness come from the yesterday, that means today ain't never got it. That's why the light is being revealed. You all was messed up from the floor thinking yesterday was all that and some, oh, so perfect, so good. Y'all say you's a lie. Yesterday was the darkness that was brought to the light. You see, they've been lying. That's all they good for. It's lying and deceiving. And that's why he always said that many shall be deceived. That's why. It's because everything that Sister Deborah talked about tonight, people have been deceived, especially the tribe of Judah. But I knew Judah would be, because that's what I see. That's my nation. I feel that I'm in that tribe and I can see it. Now, if I can see it and I'm a prophetess in the wilderness, then I'm the one that they are to be communicating with. But if they so bullheaded, boasters and pride-minded and wicked and evil, they are conducting themselves, in my eyes, like Ahiah said they have done in his eyes. So why is Sister Deborah, or why could Deborah be lying? She's seeing it in her natural eyes, what Ahiah is seeing and seeing in his spiritual eyes. You get the point? That shows you the level of how they feel their deceiving technique is on high. They think they got the game and they running with it. They ain't teaching nothing. They ain't giving nobody nothing. They just telling people what they think the people want to hear to keep them coming every day, 3 and 4 times a day to their page. And that's fine and dandy. Because get your glory now. Get your praise right now. Get your honor. Magnify yourself. Glorify yourself. Lie to yourself. Deceive many. And it's all done and dandy. You really think you're going to stand before Ahiah and say, when all the glory and the worship and the praise they gave me, what I could have gave it to you, at least you got something. That's what they would say. Something that's stupid. Because anytime you get up there and say, I did this in your name, I did this, instead of just realize, wait, how I'm going to tell you that and you know all things. Why are you going to have the nerve? You know why? I know that's crazy, ain't it, y'all? I asked the Most High, how could that be? I said, Father, how could it be that they're going to come judgment? Lie. He said, because, Deborah, they were lying at the beginning. They're going to be liars at the end. Their name is not in the Lamb Book of Life. He said, I told you a long, long time ago. This wicked and evil, it started in the heaven. And it's going to come back up there. Come judgment. Right before the throne. Lying. You see? You'll think that when we stand before him, we're going to be in the spirit. You're going to think all lying going to be kicked to the curb. Why you think he says no more mercy? Come judgment, no more mercy. Because that's the way they're going to be coming. When I'm this and I'm that, I do this, I did this, I did this. Right in the midst of glory. Doing what? Lying. Just like they're doing to y'all on these devil platforms. Y'all start charging these people. And when I say charging, if Ahiah have given you a word out of the book and out of his spirit, and you see somebody teaching something or speaking something, go after them. Speak truth. Speak truth. It's nothing wrong with speak truth. Don't hold your peace. Because which side are you really on? Because I think that a lot of people needs to know that they are not who they've been portraying to be all these years on this platform. And they got to come down. And when they come down, they're not going to be built up anymore. I see what y'all see, like say for instance, y'all might see, I'm gonna tell you how the men are seeing it. The men are seeing Cliff O'Dollars coming to the foreline, and he's repenting, and he's telling what he did, and he's owning his wrongdoing and his sin. I see a man that has a medical illness that is not sure or how long or what this illness is going to do to him. He wants to come out and speak spirit and truth, but he done spoke so many lies. He still wants to manipulate the people. First of all, he has no business still standing in the pulpit, period, if he's not coming out in spirit and truth. You can't come out saying I'm all the funds for books and everything. Y'all need to throw that away. Baby, wait a minute, hold up. You need to give those people tithes back to them. And you need to also give the community that your church has been in the midst of funds to rebuild the community back up. Because the community around his church is raggedy. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Yeah, I told you I went there. I used to stay in Atlanta, Georgia. And that's the same thing with TD Jakes. They ain't gonna give up that dollar. They ain't gonna give up that spirit that those heathens has taught them and have caused them to bring themselves to a level to wrong their own people, because they were wronging them anyway. See, the heathens on TBN and all of, they've been doing black people wrong, and black people been sending them gugas of money. Did y'all know that? They've been sending them so much money, it was off the chain. But then your community and your neighborhood starving, raggedy. All you got in front of your house is a Cadillac, a 2022 Cadillac, and your house look like a shack that's probably been appraised for $40. That's just how bad their mindset is. You see? And if you own anything more, you still owing on it. But yet, you done stole so much money from the church in different places, you shouldn't owe a penny on it. But that's just showing you their mindset. So, dollars, he can't come to the altar. Cliff O'Dollars, bro, you can't come to the altar. You can't come to the altar because you keep coming to the altar trying to pull one over on a higher. You can't pull one on Sister Deborah and the people. You didn't pull one on us too long, but you're still dealing with a higher power, a higher. You're still telling him, I'm going to go out here, keep every penny I done told him to give me and all the wealth I got in the house for my kids and my children. I'm sick as hell. I got an illness that's attacking my body, but I ain't going to give up nothing but a repentant speech. Come on now, y'all. And then you hear the men in the Hebrew praise the ideal that he brought that. You see how they mindset? That's how far gone it is. Cliff O'Dollars, gone. Why? Because what will make him want to repent for something like that without refunding the people their money back? Do that make any sense? But people praising him for doing it. And that gives him the whole idea. Ooh, they believe me now. Let me keep on riding this horse. I'm going to keep on riding till this horse legs break off. See, they still willing to follow me. They still willing to love me and follow me and do what I say and hear what I got. No, bro. You should, every day of your life, you should be on there repenting. Repent until you fall dead. Everything, giving everything you got back. Live yourself in a shack and give everything that you ever had and everything you took from everybody, get that stuff back. Go stay in somebody's shack. Matter of fact, go in somebody's garage. That's where you need to be. That's where you need to bring your repentance to there. Where y'all see your repentance to be a repentance. Y'all ain't going to let you hold on to everything and continue to be on here telling people lies. And this one lady was saying, and she's telling the truth. She is telling the truth. If you are a tribe of Judah and you in these big old mega churches and you lying to these people, knowing that these people don't know who they are, but you rather lie all the way up until the end. We in the end time, y'all, and they still lying. And like I say, our brothers, they want right back to the vomit, and they licking it up real good because they telling now the black people that, listen to this white man say this. This white man going up against the Bible. This white man going up against the Bible. This white man said King James is this here. It's a lie. This white man said Paul ain't right. Paul is an enemy of all other disciples. You should hear all this stuff they said. And I'm sitting here watching this and said, Father, there's no end to this, is it? He said, no, Deborah, it isn't. But they want me to come to deliver them. And they listening to this mess that they teaching. But they want me to come deliver them after they standing in the front of the heathens, profaning and disrespecting me because I chose them in my name. But see what I'm saying, Deborah? It's no end. So what is the end game? This got to be destroyed. Y'all has to see this destroyed before he come deliver you. House of Israel, that's spirit and truth. Any other questions or any question needs? That's right. Put his pride away and be humble. There you go. That's all it takes. Don't that sound easy? And anyway, as well as he have lived round about now in these evil days, I would love to be having to live, to be humble and not have all that I have had. I'm right now, I'm telling y'all, I was asking the Father, I said, I don't know if it's your will or not, but I would love to go get some land and just sit my dumb tail right there in the middle of it. I don't care if it's no house or nothing on it. I sit there day and night and just praise the Most High, higher. Let him bring something over me and keep me, shield me, because that's where I'm at. I'm gone. I don't see no way out, y'all. I don't see nobody gonna deliver. I don't see man or woman giving me a good message or giving me the word so I may be delivered. I don't see it. Y'all might see it. I don't see it. All I see is that right hand that says that it's going to be my comfort. It's going to see me through it all. They going to stop. You're right. They ain't going to stop. If he said, he already said it. If he's sitting here saying, listen to this. He said they profane his name in the midst of the heathens. And right after he said all of that, guess what he said? I'm coming to get mine from the four corners. So that's all the way until he come get you. You're going to be disrespecting him in the face of these heathens, which is really white people. That's sad. Why we would put them on something like they all let in something and disrespect him. Do that make it? That don't even make no sense. I know this one lady, I was at the Goodwill one time, and this one lady said, Sister Deborah, Sister Deborah. And I said, I heard her say, I'm over here. I'm over here. But she said her name is some Jamie or Jamie. I'm over here. Her and her mother-in-law. She said, I'm so and so, so and so. I watch you on YouTube. We just moved here from North Carolina, South Carolina. We just moved down here with our in-laws, me and my husband. We see you every day. And I'm like, isn't this strange? That was so strange. But I was getting ready to say that I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. I just really lean to what he gives me today and hope in him tomorrow. That's just it. I can't even hope in nothing else. But I just appreciate him today and just hope in him tomorrow to be who he is to me. You know, outside of that, it ain't nothing to look forward to. Now, I have asked him today, I say, I asked him if it be his will and not just the prayers of a mother for her children, But if it be thy will that you save my children, sanctify them. Fill them with your Ruach HaKodesh. Father, let them know that you are their only help. You are their only. And that's my desire. That's a mother's desire. It'll never weigh. Oh, your mother's desire never outweigh the will of the Father. Oh, no. But you let him know that, Father, I never want to cross out your will. That's just a mother prayer for her children. That's it. It's just a mother prayer for her children. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, uses his name. That's what he was talking about. What do you think I'm thinking? You telling you that he said they do. He said they profane his name in the midst of the heathens. Didn't I tell you this is a devil platform? This devil platform. I said when the devil put on the album, there you go. All of them want to hear what's on the album, hear the music, hear the sound, hear what it's saying, and come back and do their videos. Oh, this, oh, that. Anything the devil put on here. But they never think, what do you got to say to the people regarding a higher in these last days? Why don't you glorify him? Why don't you put him on the pedestal? Why don't you put him in the midst? Oh no, they ain't gonna do that. They want to dance only to the music that the devil plays on this devil platform. Yeah, they ain't gonna give them no spirit and truth. No, they gonna give them the food for the flesh and the worldly matters. That's it. That's all they good for. But then on the other end, we holier than thou. That's the hardest part, because they really think, oh, we holier than thou. But yet they ain't giving the people nothing. And then they ain't got nothing to give. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. They ain't. Ahia said they ain't got nothing to give, Deborah. They can't even give their own. They can't even give themselves anything, spirit and truth. That's why they feeding people crap. That's why they feeding people crap. So okay, you know what? I wanted to talk about, and I'm not going to hold you long. We as people learning how to let go and forgive in a way you are to forgive. Many things that we hold on to, it's really hard to let go because it eats us up, especially in the midnight hour. It comes right to us when it's in the midnight hour, and it eats on us, and it goes after us what someone has done to us and have not repent, and what someone continued to do, how they treat us, what they say to us, and how they get away with it. Letting go is not for them, it's for you. You see, it's no way you letting go, it's going to heal them. A lot of people teach that. No, 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 no. Yah said what you do, you're going to be held accountable. So even though we can't see them paying the penalty or the price for the things that they have done, we have to let go for us. You see? Because that's how our light shines. Not when there's darkness that has wounded us and left our wound in darkness. We have to let it go so that our light can continue to shine in spite of the darkness that has roamed us and have attacked us. Because Satan, that's where his strength is at. He can go out and get someone to do something to you so bad. He can get someone to murder somebody. He can get someone to do things so bad toward you, to where you are feeling your heart that it's no way I can forgive. I need to let go. But for you to let go is for your light to continue to shine. Okay? And understand this, to let go is not to forget. To let go is to let it go in your spirit, but in your flesh, the wound is still there. You see what I'm saying? It's like just having that thorn. Remember, Paul was saying that thorn in his side when he tried to do this or whatever. It's always that thorn to remind him. Okay, so it's not there to put out your light. It's just there to remind you what you went through and how you went through it. See, through it means you didn't get stuck in it. You came out on the other side. You see? So you have to understand that to let go is to set you free, that your light may shine. But remembering it, it's nothing wrong with remembering it because the thorn is still in your side. It ain't for you to forget it. Things that has happened to us in our lives, guess what? When he said he ordered our steps, you know what he said. Even though whether it was bad or good, he ordered your steps. And some of these steps still left heartaches and wounds in us. But these wounds and these heartaches that's in us is to bring us to a level of strength. You see? You remember where he say, count it a joy when temptations. Now, who won't count that a joy? He's trying to speak to us in spirit and truth of routing situations in a spiritual realm so we can embrace it and keep the race. Because we don't understand we're running a race, whether you know it or not. Okay. And in this race, there's a finish line. Okay. And that's all you're after is to run this race. But when you are wounded, you have to fall out. You have to lay down and recover and start all over every time that wound comes to you to bring you back to what has taken place. Everything that has happened to you, Ahia was there. He saw it. And let me tell you when he saw it, before you was even in your womb of your mother's womb. He saw your beginning and he saw your end and everything in between. So if he knew it, he saw it. He didn't see it and know of it, that it may come to break you, but that it may make you the one that carries the torch, the light. See, we think that tests and trials is just a personal thing. No, it is a spiritual thing to get us to see him for who he is. You see, we go through things have happened. Let me tell you, I'm one person that would tell you that the things that I've have heard in my life has been off the chain. I didn't think people could do the things that they've done to people and the way that they did it. And they walking around here eating the ice cream sandwich or eating the ice cream on the cone like their little world is just, and they don't see the hurt and the pain in which they have applied on individuals. They don't know that they don't know that what you did to me stopped me from living for a whole 10 years, 20 years. Stop me from being open. Stop me from being the best that I could be. One individual can do that. When Ahia said to you all that I shall visit the iniquity of the fathers 3 to 4 generations, he meant that. He's saying that the sin didn't extend when you got hurt. It's been coming on down the bloodline. It just got to you. So just imagine if y'all knew this here from the fathers, that this was go on to generation to generation to generation, the type of sin and the things that people are doing that's hurting people and doing to others. Why wouldn't he cut it out and say, okay, the father, you sin, I'm gonna stop it here? No, he lets it come down the bloodstream on down, and it never ends. It never ends. And that's where you at in the year 2022. So there are some things in our lives that if we let go, we walk into a total dimension with a higher. We walk into a total different level in him because it's holding back that gift of the power that rests therein. It holds back the Ruach HaKodesh within you. It holds back things because the flesh knows that if I keep hurting from this, then I can't reach the spiritual depth. I can't reach the spiritual level in him because my flesh is holding all the strength of how someone said and done to me. The flesh is good for breaking you, y'all. It comes to kill, steal, and destroy you, your own flesh. That's why he said your worstest enemy, he didn't say Satan. He said your own flesh. And that's why I be telling you all, when you sit here listening to these people speak out of their flesh, and they don't want, and they telling people, well, it's big, it ain't all just spirit. Yes, it is. Take your flesh, your nasty flesh somewhere and sit down. It's waiting for the grave. Take that nasty stuff somewhere and sit down. It don't mean me no good. If my flesh is my worstest enemy, what makes you think I'm going to listen to your flesh? That's your worstest enemy. And it's going to be a friend to me. It can't be. Does that make sense, y'all? So what do I have to do? I have to route where spirit and truth is at, where righteous rest, where just, where upright. That falls in spirit and truth. And they don't want you to go in that line. And I noticed that. I noticed there's only a couple of them talking about that now. About it ain't spirit and truth. It's flesh. You have to be able to know this in the flesh and do this in the flesh. And I'm like, baby, you've been teaching these people all these years, and now you saying something as wicked as that. That's where you know things are actually taking place in the highest darkness. But we as people, once you let go, you will start to see your power that rests therein. And that is the Ruach HaKodesh. And that is the Hamashiach, right hand power that rests within you. So when he say, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world, that's his right hand power and his spirit that rests in you. There can't nothing in this world defeat. You see? And we're giving everybody our strength and our power through how they have wounded us and hurt us for years. And mine's come in the midnight hour where I'm laying down and I'm like, I wake up 2, 3 in the morning, and all of a sudden my flesh wants to think about everything people done to me. I begin to tell the Most High how excellent he is. You wonderful. You great. And without you, I'm nothing. I can't live without you, Father. I can't think without you. I can't do nothing without you. I need you. I'm back asleep. See, as long as your flesh ain't gonna have that dominion to wake you up all time of nights, and then you be thinking about how people have gotten away with doing things to you, and conducting things and taking from you and just really hurting you in so many ways, and they didn't got away and living their own life and continuing on, and they didn't wound me. But see, that's how it comes. That flesh be sleeping, wake up and start talking. I begin to praise the Most High. I said, see, your nasty self is going to sit down one way or another. And I begin to praise the Most High, and I begin to speak to him. And next thing you know, instant, it seemed like a flash, and it comes like that. It comes in the midnight hour, thinking it's going to have its way. But I thank the Most High because he have taught me where my help really rests in him. Just shoot into him, and he'll meet me right where I'm at. And he'll put me back to sleep like a baby. And that's what he does. So it's a lot of things that we are hurting from, and we have been wounded from. But if I, Sister Deborah, tell you, if you're able to let go, you will see the power in which Yeshua said, that you should do greater things, miracles and signs and wonders. You will see the light so clear because your flesh want you to get worn out by all the issues that people have done to you. And you can because you can be just in a humble state of mind, and all those issues be coming, and they be coming to your mind. You be like, oh man, that individual never said nothing and did this and did that, and and how they get away with it, and just things like that. But know this: we all, you and I, we all gonna have to answer to it. We all gonna have to go before that altar. Oh yes, we all. Yes. Foresee and knew. That's right. Yes, he is. He's wonderful. And that's where we give our praise to. He all that and some. And he's gonna always be there. Even when we are gone, he's still gonna be who he is. Because he was. And he is. And he shall be. So I, Sister Deborah, would say, I hope you all got something out of that, and I hope you enjoyed the message. And I will be back. And if anybody have a topic we need to come back to, like I said, we need to be posting topics that we want to cover. You know, because if one person bring up a topic, it might be the same topic two and three might want to talk about. Let's do that. Let's do that. Thank you. We need to do that. Yes. Praise the Most High, higher, higher. Oh, you can hear the cat. She just don't know. She ain't seen nothing yet. Waiting till tomorrow when she have her surgery. She ain't gonna be whining then. Give Sister the Most High all praise and glory. So I, Sister Deborah, will and shall be back again. And I thank you all. Thank you. Shalom and shalom.